Atlanta Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts has been disappointing the past couple of years, but this is the season he lives up to expectations and gets back to his Pro Bowl form.
He's hungry. He wants to, get back to the player that he knows he is.
How's it going today? My name is Jesse McNamer, and welcome to Point of View. Before we get into it today, I just want to say we always appreciate your feedback and look forward to reading your comments like the one we've got here. You know, Joseph, I have heard that a time or two, but I always find it funny when it comes up. And also, be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode to see if you can guess today's trivia question down below. To today's topic, can Kyle Pitts meet the expectations that come with being the highest selected tight end in NFL history? He was taken 4th overall in 2021 after spending 3 seasons with the Florida Gators, where he became a unanimous first-team All-American and a Mackey Award winner. His 6'6", 246-pound frame was nearly unguardable at the college level, and he ran a 4.44 40-yard dash at the Gators Pro Day in 2021. That size and speed is nearly unheard of, and he was absolutely deserving of such a high selection by the Falcons. And things went smoothly in his rookie season with legend Matt Ryan under center. Pitts caught 68 passes for 1,026 yards as he was selected to his first Pro Bowl game as a rookie. He only reached the end zone once that season, but he made a ton of spectacular plays like this one against Miami. He lines up out wide like a wide receiver and beats the DB deep to snag a one-handed catch along the sideline. Like, come on, the kid just turned 21 a couple of weeks before that game and is doing that. But after that season, Ryan played his final season in the NFL with the Indianapolis Colts and left the Falcons with Marcus Mariota as QB1. And if you watch quarterbacks on Netflix, you know that was never a good idea, and it took its toll on the team. 26% of Mariota's passes that season were deemed uncatchable, and he was later benched for Desmond Ridder, but it was too late for Pitts, who played 10 games with only 28 receptions before suffering a knee injury that required MCL and PCL surgery. He made his return last season to play all 17 games, but with some nagging injuries and Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke throwing him the ball, Pitts racked up 667 receiving yards and 3 scores. It's a fine stat line for the circumstances, I guess, but in year 3 of the most highly touted tight end in NFL history, you want to see more soon. Well, I think it's finally time that we do. Arthur Smith is out as head coach, and Raheem Morris is in, along with a ton of other changes, including Kirk Cousins under center, and Pitts appears to be real excited about it. Here's what he had to say when asked if this season feels like his rookie season and what he's learned from Kirk so far.
I would say I'm a super rookie. You know, I'm not rookie, but I'm in the, we're all in this new offense, new regime, new schedule. So we're all in this fresh, but learning new offense is always fun. He's very intentional, and that's what you get with a vet. They tell you where to be in different coverages and different, going against different players. They tell you how to win, how we can utilize the offense the most and win our matchups.
Sounds a lot like what you'd expect from an accomplished veteran leader like Kirk Cousins, and I'm sure it's similar to how Matt Ryan led the team in 2021. And for all the clips we see of Kirk being basically the nicest person ever, he clearly knows how to confidently lead a young offense and had this to say just last week about the best ways Pitts can contribute to this team.
Well, I think what he has, a couple traits, he can really run, and those guys don't grow on trees, and then he's got length. And as a quarterback, that's really, really friendly. And so, what I'm encouraging him with is to use that length as much as he can. Anytime he lets the ball into his body, I tell him that wasn't good enough. You should never let it come into your body. You're too good to let it come into your body. So I challenge him with that, and then I challenge him. I don't feel like he's running as fast as he possibly can. I say, that wasn't good enough. It was fast enough for a lot of tight ends, but for you, it gotta be faster. And so I'm always say, did you run as fast as you possibly can, and did you snag it with your hands aggressive? Those are the 2 things I challenge him on, because I said if you do that, the production can't help but happen. And so I'm just always looking for opportunities to get him running and then give him that ball where he can go snag it.
Exactly what we saw in the Miami game earlier is what Captain Kirk is talking about here. Pitts is as talented as any tight end in the league, and he's still just 23 years old, so a veteran like Cousins has to be utilized as much as possible to maximize Pitts' potential. And Cousins has a history of his tight ends having a big year in their first season together. Jordan Reed didn't exceed 500 receiving yards in his first 2 seasons in the league, but when Cousins took over the starting role in Washington in 2015, Reed exploded for 952 yards and 11 touchdowns. The same boom happened later with the Vikings with TJ Hockenson, who was the 8th overall pick in 2019 and was fine in Detroit, but really took off when he went to Minnesota. In his first full season with the Vikings in 2023, Hawk had a career-high 95 receptions and 960 receiving yards, along with 5 scores. So with that factor, along with a healthy offseason, along with a new regime, I think there's so many reasons that Pitts is going to have the type of year we've been waiting for, and I can't wait to see him in action in a couple of weeks. And while I think Kirk is a great leader and a good quarterback, I don't think he's the best QB in the division. For more on why I would pick Baker Mayfield over Cousins, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning to this episode of Point of View, and we will see you in the next one.